Diogo, we love your camera tracking. Like when you opened the door to the room, the camera like zoomed in on that part of the room and then followed you in. Everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Doom of the Savage Kings, a DCC module actual play with some really great creators from the tabletop RPG space who are cool and agreed to be here today for this recording. Oh, this is, as I said, part 2. So if you're starting here, what are you doing? Go and watch part 1 that is probably aired last week on the channel. So you should be able to find it pretty easily and then come back here and watch this one. Links down below for all the things. Yeah, there's probably going to be a playlist, you know, YouTube stuff. Jordan knows how it works. I don't know. So our brave heroes just finished vanquishing, sort of, a demon hound that has been terrorizing this small village. But they realize that in order to actually slay the beast for good, they're going to need a magic weapon. But now they're just among these standing stones after a pitched battle.
Where was the town we were headed to? Was it Harat? Harat.
Back that way, I think.
I'm okay. Mm-hmm. I'm really interested in this this rent-free room with ale and drinks.
At the Wolf Spear Inn, or the Legend of the Wolf
thank
Spear.
you. Yes, Wolf Spear Inn.
Yep.
Yeah, they really should have led with that legend thing first.
Yeah.
You know.
To be fair, Bob, we immediately just started asking about taxes, and because we were trying to stop this person from being killed, but we,
that's true.
Maybe we asked out of order. We're like, "What are you doing?" Probably should have been the first thing, but
yeah. I'm not a mind reader, unfortunately. That is what the deer are for.
The deer?
We should have brought a deer with us. Yeah.
Oh no, says Zinc. Well, we can talk about that over some ale. Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. Zinc's head flaps down from the top of the standing stones into their arms. Almost forgot about that.
Love. Like a regular pet thing, not like a.
It's not weird.
She reminds her friends, no, sorry. Pointing it out didn't make it weird.
You all head towards the town. Do you do anything before that?
I think I want to make a mental note of where the smoke went, thinking that might be where the burial mound is. But other than that, and then I guess where in relation is the road back to is it south? Is it east?
Let's see. It would be.
The smoke was north. I mean
the smoke went north.
The city could also be north. I don't know where I'm at.
That's true. Yeah. True. The city could also be north. No, the town is not that image. The town is like a little bit to the south, and then to the west.
Okay. Well, let's head to town. We'll resupply. Get a new sword for Haram.
Oh, yeah. Haroon.
I'm
so sorry. Do you want to say some words for your blade here before we go?
Well, I got it on my old work, so I don't have any good feelings for it. So let's just
so when
find
you left your job, you stole it. Cool.
And I mean, that's a tax write-off. I think you'll be fine. You can get another one.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I was expelled. I didn't left.
Oh, right.
Oh, definitely.
So honest with us.
Definitely stole it on the way out. So
I was out. I was on the field. I was working.
So you just didn't return it to your work. You just
of course not. Those
you're
assholes.
You were mid assignment. You were like, I don't need to do this anymore.
We're like discussing with the narrator, like, yeah, I left, of course.
No, you're like, come and find me if you want it. Yeah, I like it.
Totally. This adventure will end with the
He's just
cops
talking
showing up
alone.
and being like,
Just talking alone.
So, you walk down the misty road at night. So dark, so spooky, but at least you know the hound isn't going to pop out at you because it's dead for the time being. The wooded moors give way to mist-laden fields. Ahead, up the narrow track, stands the village of Harat. The village is defended by a low earthen rampart topped with a wooden palisade. Behind the village, a causeway rises to a great hall resting atop a craggy ridge. Black hearth smoke hangs forlornly over the village, as if even the smoke is too frightened to venture beyond the village walls. Solitary figures give out a cry, and a long, mournful horn is sounded, echoing down the vale, declaring your approach.
I'm sorry, what does the horn sound like?
It is long and mournful.
No, I onomatopoeia. I need to know.
Oh.
Just for immersion.
Ooh, like that.
It's a little
Except more
uplifting,
mournful.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
little- yeah.
That's a little excited, yeah.
Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's
Sad horn.
Oh yeah, it needs to be more like a foghorn. Wah, wah.
okay.
I've
now I'm in.
I've been introduced to villages before, but this is my first mourn horn introduction.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about how good these drinks are going to be. Everything's really like a downer here.
Mm.
You
Maybe
ever had
they'll cheer
sad
up
beer
if we
before?
tastes like
shower
my
beer?
tears. I don't know.
I think that's just called water.
Oh,
Wow.
Saddest
Are we
beer
allowed
of
to
them
go
all.
through the gates?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be
no,
like,
as
"Hey,
you
we
approach the
vanquished
gates,
your wolf guy. We'd like to come in now. I heard there's an inn. I've got an inn with an inn, if you know what I mean.
One of the watchmen look down at you and they see that you've clearly just been in battle, but you're not dead, and you're saying that the wolf is dead. So they're like, oh, by the gods, open the gates. They say they've slain the hound.
It was by the us, but thank you.
The gates creak inward, allowing you entrance to the city, or the town rather. It's dirty. It's a lot of hovels and like one or two story, like mostly wooden homes. Some of them have stone bases. There is one particularly large stone structure off the town square, and then obviously there is that ridge that has a ramp leading up to it that leads to the big mead hall. Again, this is very Beowulfy. But the village square is largely deserted, save for a few scruffy mongrels that pick their way through the abandoned stalls. You see a locked strongbox that rests atop a wooden post at the center of the square, and there is a tattered banner displaying a wolf that hangs forlornly above the strongbox. There is immediately to your right a large building that looks like an inn. It's got the sign of the wolf spear. So you know that's where the inn is, or you can explore something else. There are the Night Watch is shouting about how you killed the hound, and you do see some people starting to come out of their homes to be like, what?
Yes, the hound is dead. Sadly, we think it will return, but with your taxes, we'll be able to keep that hound at bay for a very long time. Where's the Jarl's house? You there, boy. Where's the Jarl's house?
Taxes keep the hounds away. Yeah.
The little boy's like, it's up there, sir. Sir Elf. And
you.
they point up that ramp to the mead hall on the ridge.
Oh, the big mead hall? Okay.
Yep.
What else do we see on the city? Do we?
So there's a large stone
It
structure.
has blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
Any place they could get a sword or anything.
Yes.
I go one of the nights. I say, hey, my sword broke while we were slaying the beast. As its body melted, it melted my sword with it. Can I get another sword?
Yeah. No, because people are waking up because they're so astounded that you have returned to after fighting this beast, all alive. There is a blacksmith. Obviously, they were not currently open, but the guy's coming out of like his little top floor apartment of the blacksmith shop, and he's just like he looks at you and he's just like, yes, you take this, and he offers you a new longsword.
Nope.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. He's like, because he's just so happy that you've slain the hound. He's ready to believe. Everyone really wants to believe that you killed this creature and
I shall
that
name
they're
it
safe
the
now.
Blade of Harat. Sara.
Yeah.
And Zinc, just because Zinc can't leave anything alone. I'm sorry, is it? And this is free, right?
The guy's like, looks a little uncomfortable, but he's like, yeah, they're all for the
those gift taxes. That's gonna be
what?
rough, but okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we're gonna solve it for real. Since you're here, also, you don't happen to know where the wolf spear is, do you?
Oh, he's like, right there, across
no,
the town square.
Oh god.
Like the
Magical
actual.
spear. Yeah.
The real
the
one.
actual-
We're looking for this this hero. He's killed with a spear.
He the blacksmith gives a chuckle and he's like, that's just a legend. It doesn't actually exist.
Well, there's a lot of truth in legends. And I would also say that the giant demon hound that spews black bile, that's probably a myth too. But then
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah. That was pretty gross.
Oh, okay. How about this? Are there any like historical landmarks in this town that the government keeps open and have like a little plaque of some kind? Because that seems like maybe where we want to investigate.
Just a really old person.
Just a really old
yeah.
person. And
We'd
he's just
question them. We wouldn't just like search their pockets.
he's like, well,
Good save.
the church probably has some relics, but then he thinks about it for a minute and he's like, oh, and there's the widow, but I don't know if you want to talk to her. You may. She's towards the north end of town. She's got a hovel up there. She keeps to herself. We try not to bother her. He leans in close and he's like, she's a witch.
She might know
What?
something.
No. What did you call her? That seems kind of rude.
He's a witch,
Yeah.
and then everyone's like,
Which what?
They're on third.
Oh.
Okay,
But
well, thank you.
I mean, she's nice, right?
He just like sort of shakes his head. No.
Oh. Well, maybe we should go check out this witch. I don't know. I'm seeing options are mead hall, witch talk, or go to the inn and talk to a bard and find Brogan.
Well, maybe it's since it's nighttime, it's the mead hall or the inn with the booze and the sleeping, and then in the morning we do the other ones.
Mm.
I'm for that. Let's go.
I don't know what hours witches keep, but aside from the witching hour, but that's work time, so they're on the clock.
Yeah. You can't interrupt her then. She's working.
Okay, yeah.
It's really rude.
Yeah, we should we should get real dressed up real nice before we go talk to her. You said she's a widow? She's not seeing anyone in town, right?
Yeah, she's a widow for sure.
All right, yeah. Mead, everybody take a bath.
But we had a cute cat.
What month is it?
Cute cat
It's not.
stream.
It's not bath month.
Take a bath.
Okay.
So bad.
We've been smelling you since the last town.
Where do we even do
time.
this?
Well, Bob, they're going last in the if we're using all the same water, so
Yeah.
Okay, so you folks are gonna head towards the inn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're going to the inn.
You enter into the inn. It's I think it's 3 stories. One of the biggest buildings in town apart from the meat hall up at the top of the ridge. And it's the first floor is mostly just one large room. Got a nice cozy fireplace, tables, chairs, a bar, stairs that lead up. And you see Brogan at the bar, and also his son Morgan, who is serving drinks as you come in.
Hello, we are back.
Brogan looks astonished to see you, and he's just like, you've survived. And he also sees, like, by Harum, who's clearly like been injured. He's like, you did battle with the beast and you survived.
Yeah, it was not that big of a deal, you know.
It was a horrible, grueling experience, and you know, we almost didn't make it out.
what are you talking? Oh,
We,
oh,
yeah, it was a lot tougher than y'all let us on to believe. So
yeah. I'm just covered in blood.
I've had several healing spells over this. You should have
Yeah.
seen me before. Yeah,
yeah, it's I think our recovery would
I
go
was
better in
split
your
in half.
yeah.
If the top shelf was, brought out.
Yeah, and we were given the finest room in the establishment.
Yeah. No, he's like, of course, for you, for the deed you've done. Yes, you deserve the finest ale or mead. What do they drink in Beowulf? They're like more mead focused for that kind of thing. The finest honey mead, and the finest rooms, and he's some of the townsfolk that are in there are also just kind of like in disbelief. But as soon as they start being like, yeah, this is great, and they're like, yeah, this is amazing, they're all like really excited as the confusion and disbelief wears off. And there is a lady with a lute in the corner of the room who strikes up a jaunty tune, and everybody is happy.
Oh, dance montage.
Dance montage.
Everyone tell one move you do. Or maybe it's the only move you do. Jordan, you start. Sorry.
Douglas throws up his hands, and doves fly out of his arm sleeves.
Wow.
He's like, oh, sorry, it's hard to dance with those. And then I go like this. It's really good.
Bob is doing the sprinkler.
Zink is doing that thing where they're moving in halftime. Like sexy.
Yeah.
What's Harum dancing? Or does Harum dance?
Harum is the chicken.
No, wait.
Oh, very good.
Henrietta, the black hen that I have, is like next to you, like with you.
Also doing the chicken.
Also doing the chicken.
Very
Yeah,
good.
we have a choreography. Yeah, we trained that.
You're all having a great time. You're drinking. You notice that there is for true to the name of the inn, there is a spear that is mounted above the bar, and it's like clearly fake, like it's entirely made out of wood, but it's like painted to look all fancy, like, you know, some sort of legendary item. I'm trying to think if there's any other identifying things, but yeah, otherwise there's just a bunch of townsfolk there. They're all drinking, they're happy, everyone's so happy that the beast has been slain. And then the door slams open, letting in the chill of the night, and you see a tall, lanky, sallow-faced man in robes, and he says, What is this heresy?
It's called the chicken. He just kind of,
Sir.
he's doing really good, actually.
Yeah.
You should try it.
Yeah. He points an accusing finger at the group and he says,
We all part as one to look behind us.
yeah.
We've done this before. We've been accused of things.
Yeah. He points an accusing finger at the group and he says, outsiders, they say you have slain the hound, but that can't be true.
Yeah, you want to smell what it threw up as it died? Here, you can take my shirt.
He looks at it and he's like, you may have injured it, but the hound cannot be killed. This town is doomed, and the sooner we accept our fate, the better we will be. And he points at everyone, just wagging his finger. Classic religious
you?
leader.
Wait, what's
yeah.
your name there, robed stranger with the accusatory finger?
Yeah, the one of the townsfolk is like, that's Father Beacom. He's the priest.
Bacon.
Father Bacon.
I feel like that's better. That's an improvement on what his name was.
Yeah.
We call it honey where I'm from. But anyway.
He's like,
Father, are
he's
you a spiritual advisor to this town?
He's like, I am the high
What do you
priest
know
of
about the
Justinia.
beast?
Of who?
Justinia, the
of
goddess
justice.
here. Yeah. He says this town is doomed because of the sin of its residents. Justinia has sent this beast to cleanse us. We must accept our fate.
No. Justicia has sent us to do justice and rid you of this beast.
And I don't know if just being poor dancers is a sin. I think it's just amusing.
You have to be more
Where's your
faithful.
god now?
He's
Kind of unfair
just
fight
like-
over here. It's like
Yeah.
four against
You are
one.
famous.
Yeah.
Four smart asses and one.
He's
crusty,
just
angry person.
yeah. He's just like a mean old priest, and he's like none of the townsfolk want to hear his like downer. Oh, we're all doomed talk, right? So he's just kind of like looks to them and he looks to you and he's just goes, he's like, you're all doomed, and then he storms out of the place. And he's like,
Zinc
And I go,
turns,
Justicia is ashamed of you.
Zinc turns to Doug and says, "Put that on auto tune." Like the musical spells.
Comprehend these languages.
Yeah. What a. Does anyone feel affected by this though? Like around
the
this?
mood is being brought down a little bit, but I think because everyone's like, you've slain the wolf, most people are still like, whatever, that guy just says that every day.
And he left, right? I'm sorry.
And yeah, he just came in to scold everyone, and then when no one wanted to hear it, he just left. He stormed out. He's very angry.
All right. I think he probably just needs a friend, but it's not gonna be me. That guy's annoying.
Nah.
Barkeep, that ornamental staff up there, or spear, is that a replica of the legendary spear that you seem to don't believe in, but also have it on your wall?
He says, oh yes, this is Brogan, that's his name. Brogan. Brogan says, well, it's a local legend. I figured it would be good for business.
Okay. Do you know where the burial of that legendary hero is at?
He's like, oh no.
Okay. Is there anyone in town
even-
that might know? Maybe that Father Bacon?
Yeah, you got any of those historians
Yeah.
around?
And third question: can I see this replica? There's the heft of it in my hands.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you want, you can get over the bar and grab it, take it off the wall.
She
No one's gonna
scrambles
stop
over.
you. Yeah.
Trying to see if there's anything written on it or if it has like the sound of something inside.
No,
Map
it's just
inside.
yeah. Brogan might be like, oh, you like that? I made it myself. It's all pine. Um,
Sorry, but there were other
it
questions.
and it says on it we have to steal the Declaration of Independence.
oh yeah, no, but it's just it's a spear. It looks like the shaft of the spear looks like is like a normal spear shaft, but then the blade is just painted wood, and there's nothing particularly special about it other than like it's pretty nicely made. The painting is good. It like looks like it could be metal, maybe in the right light.
Maybe wood weapons would kill this monster. I don't know.
Oh, that's the secret.
I also stepped on Bob and Doug's questions again. I'm sorry. About if someone else in town.
Oh yeah, we need
something,
some older people to tell us.
And is there a
stuff.
historian? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a historian.
Yeah, a historian.
The well, some of the townsfolk are just like, well, there's the oldest people in the town are the widow and the and Silru. Those are the two
So
that
more
know
of
the
a
most.
historian. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like, well, one of the guys is like, well, I wouldn't recommend talking to either of those. They're both real unpleasant. I mean, the widow, she's gonna turn you into a newt. And Silru, I mean, actually, he might do the same thing. He's just really mean.
I
The
was
Jarls.
turned into a newt once. I got better.
I got better. But those are the eldest people in the village. There is a, let's see, they're like, well, there's also the bard over there. They know all the local legends, and they point towards the lady who's playing the music.
Well, what
yeah.
do you know about? What can you tell us about the beast and the spear, and how are these two related?
Do you go up to the bard and ask her that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll introduce myself. Hello, Douglas Fur, son of Amdir Elfson, who is the son of elves, also known as Douglas the Daring, Douglas the Distinctive, and Douglas the Dashing.
She's like, oh, an adventurer. Someday I'm going to get out of this town and become an adventurer. Then I can get all those titles. I always wanted a title.
Yeah.
I'm Lori, by the way.
Hello,
And she
Lori.
goes to shake your hand.
Sorry, I don't touch peasants. Maybe when you're an adventurer, we can talk. But are you familiar with the legend of the spear and the guy and the hound? Could you illuminate my friend Haram here?
Oh, yes. Hundreds of years ago, the hound, some sort of primordial beast of chaos, came into the valley, slayed as many warriors as it could find, out of pure hatred. But then one great warrior rose up and struck down the beast. They say that in order to contain its evil spirit, it was buried with them in his burial mound. Which I guess is like supposed to be a big snake or something. I don't know. It was weird. But
Snake mount.
snake mound.
Is there
So,
a map
the
of
le-
the
Do
area?
we have it?
Like
Yeah.
an aerial view that I could look at?
They're like, oh yeah, no, there's someone probably has a map. But it's just like, yeah, it's if you look at it, I'll just describe it because there really isn't that much to see. There's a road that goes east to west, is what you came in on. A little to the north, about like halfway, is the Standing Stones. All the way to the west is Harat. There's a river a little ways north of here that sort of cuts a jagged line through the forest, kind of northeasterly, and then empties out into a big marsh.
Well, Jen, the player's ears are like, we've heard the word marsh twice, so.
Sounds like we're gonna be heading north to that marsh.
Okay, I'm just giving you lexicon and shit. And
Should we-
there's nothing south of the road? Like, no one's ever gone on the other side of the road?
It's just
Cartography wise?
I mean, it's just
Curiosity.
a lot of pine forest, and then I mean,
Maybe we should send the chicken across it. See what's over there.
ooh,
Don't
That's
you
good.
bring Henrietta into this.
Hey,
Pecan.
look, you're the one who insists on traveling with your own surveillance fowl, so.
Listen, she won't foul it up or muck it up, I promise.
But yeah, she's also like, well, there's all sorts of legends around the hound. I mean, they say that if it bites you, it can you can transform into a wolf. There's all sorts of the priest believes a lot of legends about how like it'll only kill sinners, but I don't know how much of that is just him being a blowhard.
Then why doesn't he volunteer?
Exactly. The half the townsfolk believe that the Jarl's sorcerer is working up some kind of big magic that'll defeat the hound, but I don't know. I don't trust that guy. Yeah. Oh, there's also a legend that if you're killed by the hound, you'll rise again as the Walking Dead. So anyone
has
who's
this happened because he killed a lot of people here.
yeah, no, we've been cremating everyone that it's killed, and she points towards the window, and you can see next to the mead hall, there's like some lazy smoke rising up from some stones. She's like, yeah, everyone who has been slain by the hound, we've cremated just because we're worried about that particular thing.
So do you go back the next day and get the body and bring it back, or like from the standing stones?
Yeah, I don't like pulling that straw, but yes, usually.
Okay.
I mean, it's better than the death straw, no?
That's true, it is better than that.
See, there's always a bright side. Goes
There's
in.
always a bright side. Yeah, but yeah. So, oh, and there's the old widow. People think when the beast is attacked, it's never attacked her little hovel or really gone anywhere near it. So some people say she controls the thing or summoned it up, and that's why it showed up out of nowhere. But I don't know. I mean, she's always been kind of creepy and weird, but she's never harmed anyone before.
Creature can
What?
understand vibes, I guess. You mentioned being bit and turned into a werewolf. Has anyone been bit but not killed by it so far?
Oh, no.
No.
And then she looks at Harum. Mate, well, none of us have survived, but
Well, was it a bite? Was it a claw?
well, we know that it was a claw, but she doesn't know that. She just knows you've clearly been injured and you just did battle with the wolf. She's like, here, just in
No,
case,
I'm
and she
thinking-
takes some
I'm
wolfbane
fine.
and like presses it into you.
I guess. No, I'm fine.
It's like, okay.
I'm just feeling really hungry, you know.
Where did you say you were staying at the inn tonight? Right? I might be going back home in a little bit.
Should we turn in for the night and then talk to a widow and a wizard tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Well, we'll be needing that key, Brogan.
Brogan comes over. He's like, certainly the finest room. What else? You probably would have eaten? Oh, let me think. Lamb or mutton? Mutton. You would have been eating mutton. That's what they would have served there. I'm trying to think of all the most Beowulfian foods. But yeah, the revelry calms down, and you head up to your room for a good night's sleep. You do that. How much, Diogo? Maybe you know the answer to this, and it's especially relevant to you. How much do you heal in DCC for a night's rest?
I think it's 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Okay. That's that. I was thinking it was either that or it was like a D4 or something. But yeah.
We did not bring a healer, but
I think it's either 1 or 1 per level, but I think it's, in our case, 1.
Yeah. Are you all bunking in the same room as Sync suggested, or do you have separate rooms? You can have separate rooms because you get the run of the place because you're the heroes.
probably gonna bunk with everybody for safety.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't know these
But-
fools.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
Harum
summer
turns into a
party.
werewolf, yeah.
It makes Zink really happy, so we bunk together.
Yeah.
She's also the first to pass out though, because she's so excited. She's
I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I'm not tired.
All tuckered out. Look at her. Yeah. Classic Zink.
Adorable. Adorable.
The little hen curls up with you. You all go to sleep, and Harum heals 1 hit point. During in the wee hours of the morning. Zink, you hear, or you don't hear. You feel a tap on your shoulder as you are roused awake.
Hello.
There's a small hooded figure standing next to you, and next to you, or no, I'm gonna assume that like you're on a top bunk, so they have climbed up the side of the bunk bed and are like
Looming over me. Okay.
yeah, looming over you, and they're like, hey, psst, hey, I heard you were looking for the spear.
Zink slowly releases the dagger she had her hand on. Yeah, we're looking for the wolf spear. You know anything?
I might know something.
Well, you clearly do. You burst into our room. You woke me up, the smallest one.
I slinked into the room, and you are a fellow thief, so I thought you would understand. Now,
What do you want? What do you want for information?
just
You start thieves canting. No.
you start using slang terms, and he's like, "Well, me and some of my associates over at the sign of 3 rats, north end of town, we might know a little bit about this spear you're looking for, but it ain't gonna be cheap. I gather up all the gold you and your fellows got and bring it up to us, and we can do some business tomorrow."
I mean, do you have like a range though? Because we don't got a lot.
And he just like looks you up and down, he's like, "Wow, gosh, good. If you
Just let
could
me
get
know if I need
like
to sell my little snakeskin belt. Okay, that's all I need to know. You know.
it's in my little snakeskin belt." He's like, "Oh, snakeskin." He looks at the Harum's ancient armor, and he's like, "Well, that's not bad, but maybe 25 to 50 gold, something like that. We could do
Zink
some
pretends to be shocked. Oh, okay. We'll see what we can do.
an outrageous amount." It's like, when you get there, just ask for me. They call me the Imp.
The imp. Seems kind of like a rude name, unless you're funny.
Well, I am a bit funny, but he's just like, yeah, and then he slinks off unless you stop him or wake everybody else up.
Yeah. All right.
And he's like sure that you can tell that he thinks that he's being really slick and sinking back into the shadows, but you can clearly see him like crawling across the floor. Like he's not that good.
and it's like with his boots on the ground.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta teach this guy how to hold his ankles up. Oh my gosh.
Because
Does he
you're a
wake up
trained
everyone
thief.
else, or?
No, it's because you're a trained thief, but everybody else would have been oblivious to it, but you're like, psh, guy's not that good.
All right. Well, she waits for her black hen to make a lot of noise on her bed, and then
Oh.
There we go. Sorry. Henrietta's out of the way. Okay. And then she wakes up everybody. Hey, I got a lead. Or is it morning yet?
You can wait till morning if you want. It's probably pretty soon. It's like, 4 a.m. or something.
She'll wait. She'll just kind of like drum her thumbs on her chest and wait.
Morning comes, Henrietta makes noise because it's morning now. Or I guess, Henrietta's
Zink's
a
like,
chicken. I guess
only
chickens
males
don't do
did
that.
Henrietta.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. That's true. I guess it's only...
She can do what she wants. She can change her life.
Mm-hmm.
And Zink relays the information and is like, I mean, I can foot part of that bill. You said like 40 to 50 gold pieces.
That's a lot. I have
Yeah.
1 vial of holy water.
What? That's all you've got in your treasure?
Yeah.
part
If
of
I
your
look
bag?
over past equipment and start looking
All
at
right.
treasure, I've got about 6 gold pieces.
So they want
And
40
not
to
to
50.
mention. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go. Sorry.
So they want 40 to 50 gold for a thing that could save their life and everyone else's lives here.
You're right. I feel like we should get a life-saving discount.
Why? Well, no,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why didn't they use the information already?
Oh, that's a good one.
Good point.
I think they're lying.
Yeah. I think they're lying, but maybe we go see the widow first, and then if nothing pans out there, then we can go talk to them.
Do you know where we're supposed to meet this guy?
Yeah, it's over at their little headquarters, the sign of the 3 rats.
Oh, okay.
Which I assume is just
That's-
3 dead rats on the street, and then they're pointing to where the door is.
Like taxidermied? Like, okay. That's cool. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or there's
Yeah.
like a little chalk outline around them, where
Maybe
they
they'll
use
have
them.
like little hats. I like when they put little hats on taxidermied animals.
Anything to
Very good
anthropomorphize, yeah.
Yeah.
To the widow! And we can maybe take some alms and kind of see if people will, contribute to this life-saving information.
Before we go, I actually want to get a nice medium tier wine, and I want to pick I don't know, just the scraggliest handful of flowers before we go see this widow. I'm not showing up to this lady's house empty-handed.
Flowers are going to be hard to find, but you can definitely get some wine still for free because you're still the heroes. Not only did you save this guy's son, but you also defeated the wolf.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Let's
yeah.
make it top shelf then.
Yes.
What about Zink's in on this too? What about are there dried morels or mushrooms or something, or a garlic knot we can bring?
Oh yeah, probably. They probably
Not-
got some.
not as a
some-
vampire, but as a cooking thing.
Witches love mushrooms.
That's true.
Yeah.
They got some. They got some dried herbs.
Okay,
You could
we get
get
a
those.
couple sach.
Do
sach-
they-
Got that.
do they
I got
have
that
the,
witch
uh,
mushrooms. Witches love mushrooms.
Do they have the 13 secret herbs and spices?
Well, hold on.
bet she'd
This
love
is. Yeah, no, I'm sure she would. But listen, these are men that run this establishment.
We did.
Whoa!
We did save some lives. Many lives.
No, I'm
No, I
not
think
saying that
Lex
they
is
wouldn't
saying
give
they
it to
don't
you.
use Spices.
Yeah, I'm saying that they're
white, too.
Nordic white men. They're probably
mind.
not. They're not that great at seasoning food. But
How about
yeah.
a really nice cheese?
Oh, there would be a really nice cheese. Yes, there'd be great goat cheese options.
The most expensive cheese.
Mm-hmm. Very
All
good.
right. I have cheese and I have wine. Let's go make this lady's day.
I've got dried clippings.
It's just like a grass clippings.
Spicy grass, though.
You
How
make
have
your
we
way
survived
towards
this
the
long as
north end of
adventurers?
town. And yeah, you see it sort of set apart from a lot of the other places. Huddled in the shadow of the Jarl's Great Hall. The home of the mad widow Yamei seems a world apart from the rest of Harat. Clearly does not get a lot of visitors. Oh, we lost Diogo.
Oh no!
Haroon did not come with the party on this adventure.
He was like, he's like, no spices.
Haroon overslept.
Tax evasion.
The law
wanna
finally
break for a
caught
minute?
up. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can.
Okay. This is probably like the nicest old lady.
She's probably really nice. Let's see. When did we start? We started
We're about 2 hours in right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at my timer from when I started recording because I didn't keep track of what time it was when we started the second thing. And I know we're 2 hours, a little over 2 hours into the
an hour
overall.
20. It was an hour 20 with
Sorry.
on my recording.
Yeah.
When we took the first break. So you're like,
oh, okay, cool. So we're like
at,
45 minutes
into,
yeah, which is perfect actually. That puts me right on schedule. Okay, Diogo's back. We've got our connection again.
Internet's just died and then came back up.
It happens.
So the group heads towards the widow's hovel. There's just you can walk in. The door's not locked, or you can knock, I suppose. All right, you knock.
I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna be polite. I'm gonna knock.
You knock, and from inside you hear, "Oh, come in, come in."
Zink's now looking at Bob, realizing that Bob is also a house train, and is like, Zink looking for a... I'm sorry, is Bob looking for a Mrs. Bob here? Like...
Did we get the widow's name?
Yamei.
Yamei. Miss Yamei, my friends and I would like to ask some questions about the thing that's been attacking town. Is it all right if we come in? We brought you a present, some nice wine and some even nicer cheese.
It's like, oh yes, the thief and the elf and the dwarf and the warrior. Yes, I was expecting you, and I will have some of that cheese. Thank you. Come in, come in.
Pushes the door open, walks in.
Yeah. There's a great little description of her if I can find it in here. The interior of the hovel seems oddly larger than its exterior would indicate. A lively fire burns in a fire pit in the center of the floor, and a mottled cat sleeps atop a shelf laden with unrecognizable bits of dried animals. The widow sits with a spindle and distaff, spinning flames from the fire into golden threads. So she's this hunched old lady, and she's like pulling flame off of the fire and spinning it into thread. So,
whoa,
pretty magical.
Yeah. So what are you making there?
It's like, oh, just a shawl. It gets cold up here this far north.
Yeah, but
now
how are you taking like incorporeal flames and heat and turning it into like an actual physical thing? Don't say magic.
And she just sort of covers her mouth. Oh, well, I guess I won't say anything, but you should know, elf.
Yeah, I was just Josh, and I know. It's magic.
What
kind of magical thing are you creating, though?
Oh, she just said she's making a shawl.
Yeah, but...
It'll keep her warm. It's made of fire.
Yeah, to keep her warm in the cold.
You can leave the wine and the cheese over on that table there. Just be careful. There's a lot of I'm pickling some stuff there. I just make sure not to knock it over. There isn't a lot of spare space. It's a little cluttered.
Yes, ma'am. And Bob will go over and put it exactly where he's told. Ma'am, if you don't mind, we'd like some information on the creature that's been attacking this town. It was mentioned that it does not attack your home. We were wondering if there was some sort of protection that you have that's special. We're looking to defeat the creature. Any
Oh,
help would be
yes.
much appreciated.
My home is very well protected. You see, the hound, all these people think that the only way to kill the hound is by stabbing it with this big spear or whatnot. And that will work, don't get me wrong. But the real key to killing the hound is to pin it with a magical device. The spear will obviously work for these purposes. It's not really about the killing blow. It's about making sure the creature is subdued with the magic. And yes, the spear will work for that. But another very useful thing is a rope, specifically spun from the hairs of the dead. I just so happen to have collected quite a few of those and have woven them into the thatch of my little hut here, which is why the beast won't come anywhere near it.
You made a toupee for your house out of dead hair?
Yes,
That's pretty metal. That's pretty
pretty
cool.
good.
Yeah. Do you have any
would
more
you-
of those? Like any other magical items that we could use to subdue this wolf and thus save everyone and not just yourself?
Well, I could give you the strands of hair, but I would need something in exchange for that.
We did bring a gift. I would remind you, a very expensive one.
Oh, well, more than wine and cheese, you handsome devil. More than that.
What are you thinking?
What sort of? Yeah.
Well, I have been a widow for a very long time.
Zinc is like mouthing, I knew it.
It's great, actually, because that's in the adventure. I'm so glad. She's just like, if one of you would offer your hand in marriage when you return on your quest, of course, I would be happy to give you this rope.
Well, ma'am, I don't see myself adventuring much longer. I'm getting up there in years. But if you would be so kind as to, when we return, go on a first date with me, I could be agreeable to settling down in this lovely monster-free village.
She's just like, oh, excellent. That's so nice to hear, Robert.
Wait, your name's Robert?
Yes.
Nerd.
Thought it was Bob.
I thought it was Bob.
So the one first date will work, or would you like a second first date? So
like, well-
presenting Douglas.
I did not agree to that. No.
He doesn't believe in the institution of marriage, but he does believe in dating. We've seen
it. She's like, oh, elves are so flighty anyway.
We've been over this, Zinc. I like dates. Like, I eat physical. I like the fruit. I don't necessarily want to go out on a date. That's a good response. Not what I
Coming down
heard.
for later.
You also said you liked April 2nd, but whatever. Okay. Sorry, really Badillo territory. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll gladly accept this hair.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, perfect. And she's like, well, it'll take me a little while to weave it for you. So go about your business and return here later today. I should have it ready for you then. And then she gives Bob a wink.
Bob gives a curt nod and a polite, "Thank you, ma'am. We will speak with you later."
Douglas gives a Boba Fett nod.
Very good.
This is probably the most polite you've ever seen Bob in his life.
He stopped talking about conspiracy theories for 5 minutes. It's shocking. Okay, where else are you folks gonna go? You gonna go to the Sign of the Three Rats or somewhere else?
I want to go to Silru.
Oh, the Jarl's Mead Hall.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you want to split the party and do both things?
Sure.
Why not?
Okay, so who's going to Silru and who's going to the rats?
Silru.
Okay,
Rats.
all right.
I'll go to the
To
rats.
the rats.
Oh, sorry. No.
Go.
Hey, Jordan could go by himself to the
No.
sorcerer if he wants.
Yeah, I can go to the sorcerer. No, it's fine.
Okay. Let's do that first. It is technically closer. So the group splits up, and Doug and Harum head up the winding trail to the Jarl's Mead Hall. There are there's a Thane outside, not really guarding it, but more just like he seems like he's on his way out to do something. You also pass by these stones that have the smoke curling up from them that are next to the mead hall.
Is there a fire in those stones, or?
It looks like there was.
Okay.
It was probably put out somewhat recently.
And do we see what we would assume to be Silrune? Or
Well, you
Silrune?
haven't entered into the mead hall yet, but I'm
Okay.
just saying this is what you see outside.
I walk into the mead hall and
All
I
right,
take
sure.
a look around. I take in my surroundings, if you will.
Oh, this classic Viking mead hall. Ooh, it's a long house. It's got these tables for eating. At the far end, there is a throne where the Jarl sits when he holds court or whatnot. He is not in it currently. And there's some different commoners cleaning up around. There's some of the Thane guys, the knights, who are there. One of them sees you two and says like, well met, warriors, and they'll probably like clasp your arms. They'll do the thing where you like do that, right? Instead of just a regular handshake. The more hardcore bro handshake. But they're like, well met, we've heard you've done battle and vanquished the beast. Congratulations.
Yes, Harum here was marvelous out on the field and broke his sword. He was so angry, he just shoved the monster over. It was very harrowing. It was Harumying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Thanes are like pretty cool, and they seem like really they seem to respect you a great deal after what you did. But you hear from behind them an old man's voice. Will it be different than my old woman's voice? Maybe a little. It's like, those fools. All they did was make the beast angrier. And you turn around and you see like a stooped old man with a staff that has like a bat on it. And maybe like a little silver skull cap. I love those. I love fantasy wizards with silver skull caps. It's my favorite. Ever since I saw the Excalibur movie. But he's just like, those idiots. All you did was make the beast angrier.
Well, of course we made it angry. We vanquished it into smoke, and now we need to get rid of it for good without sacrificing people. Your Band-Aid patch won't work. By the way, I'm Douglas First, son of my notes, Admir Elfson, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. I am Silru, the sorcerer of this village. And you are not welcome here. You've ruined everything.
I think we're solving a lot of problems. So,
Like-
it's
You're not solving any problem. I'm solving problems. I've saved lives by sacrificing a few for the many. But now the beast is angered. It's going to be back at the village tomorrow night, tearing the place apart, killing all sorts of people.
Get this Vulcan
How
mindset,
do you
needs
know
of the
that?
many out of your head right now, okay?
How do you know that he's gonna be back tomorrow?
Because-
he's gonna do all those things. We heard it's the first time the beast has been defeated. How do you know all of this? What's going to happen? Are you
Because-
behind all of this, sorcerer?
No, again, your foolishness betrays you. I have the ancient texts. I know the histories. That's what used to happen in the olden days before they were able to defeat the beast for good. It would come every night and slaughter wholesale.
And how do we defeat it for good then? That's
Well-
why we are here.
Well, there are a number of ways. Unfortunately, the mystic weapons are lost to us, but I am working on a ritual which will put the beast down for good. Banish it back to the chaos that it came from.
And what is missing for the ritual?
Like, well, it's very complicated. You wouldn't understand.
But I might.
An
And I look at
elf?
the camera and wink. Ding.
Yeah. It's like, no. No one would get it.
I think you have some trust issues. Maybe we need to talk to one of the counselors that, but you sacrificed all those first, didn't you?
That was a random lottery. It just so happened that every psychiatrist and therapist was chosen first. Also all the teachers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you won't tell me about this ritual at all?
No.
What if I read your mind? And I don't actually have a spell or anything for this, but I kind of want to psych him out.
Oh, make a personality roll.
+1. Ooh, 4.
Ooh.
Wah, 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 wah.
Lucky for you, he's very easy to psych out. And because he thinks that you did defeat the hound. Well, he knows that you defeated the hound.
Yeah.
He also knows the hound's going to be back, but he knows you're powerful enough to have killed the hound initially, which does make him afraid of you. So as soon as you start doing that, he's like, "Oh no, sister, stay away from me! Thanes, protect me!" And then he whispers a magic spell, and he poofs. There's like a poof of smoke, and he's gone.
Whoa, I got to learn that. That's
Wow. I think that proves it. The sorcerer has been here all this time sacrificing people, saying he has a plan. He doesn't show anything. He doesn't help. And the people who just vanish, the beast comes here asking for his help, and he flees. He is the sorcerer behind all this. We should get him.
You might be right. Does he have a room anywhere? Can we like go search his belongings? Does he have a ritual book like called My Evil Plan that I can read through?
The Thanes who are there are just like, oh, he disappeared again. He always does this. He comes and goes as he pleases. It's very annoying. I mean, he does have a room, but listen, I don't trust the guy, but the Jarl does. So we can't have you snooping around.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. What's that over there? And I like make a run
What?
for the door.
Yeah, you
What
can
if we
try and
get-
sneak into his room if you
What
want.
if we get Jarl approval?
You can try. I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you could try to. You could try to
I'll try and
sneak
sneak
around
in.
if you
Yeah.
want.
I'm not
I'll
good
stay
at this,
behind
but
talking with the warriors, like bonding, since I'm a warrior.
Oh
too.
yeah, you can
Like
kind of try
sharing
and keep him
War
distracted.
stories. And,
Okay.
Sure.
I'll keep them distracted, and he'll just slip away.
Yeah. Jordan, you can roll to see if you can find and sneak into the sorcerer's room. I'll give you a D24 to do it because most of the people are being distracted by her room.
okay. And that's agility, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, sure. You find a room. It has some. You can tell it's definitely his because it has like a talisman hanging from the door that you're like, hey, that's a protective talisman. This must
Okay.
be the sorcerer's room. And you creak the door open. It seems to be empty. You can sneak around.
I sneak around. I want to see what I can find. Specifically, I think I'm looking for this ritual or any information on the beast.
Yeah, so there is an ancient tome that is open on a stand that might have some useful information in it. There is also just a lot of like the same kind of stuff that was in the witch's hut. Magical ingredients,
Okay. Can I read this book?
Looks like it's in the same writing that the runes were in.
Ooh. And what writing is that? Did we figure it out?
This ancient druidic writing.
Okay. I'm gonna have to cast some read words here.
You can do that. You could also steal the book. And then do that later.
Steal the book and do this later.
You don't have to do it later, but I'm just saying that's an option because nobody knows you're in there.
Yeah.
And the book is portable, unlike those runestones were.
It's true. Yoink. Shoop.
Cool. Great. Meanwhile, across town, a dwarf and a thief walk into a flop house.
Wait, how do we know it's the right house though?
There are 3 dead rats hanging from the outside.
Yeah, Zink's just like.
Yeah.
You called it. Good one.
Thank you. She does a shave and a haircut knock on the door.
Oh yeah. There's a pause and you hear somebody like something tip over, like someone was like maybe asleep and then they heard that and it took them a second to like realize what was going on, and then they run up to the door and then you hear them complete the knock. Yeah. And you open the door that leads into the side of the 3 rats as you find yourself surrounded by thieves. And that's where we're going to stop for today's session. Okay. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the second section of Doom of the Savage Kings on Jordan's Jocular Junction. We're going to go around real quick and hear who these people are and where you can find them online. Starting with Sara.
Hey, everybody. I'm Sara Roberts. You can find me all over the internet as the Hype Goblin. And if you want to know more about me or my current live schedule, you can go to hypegoblin.com/events.
Cool. Jen.
Hello. You can find me at the Jenya on everywhere social media. My latest book is called Girls Make Movies, written by Mallory Mira, available everywhere. And every first Friday of the month, you can find me at Roll20 on Fiasco First Fridays.
Nice. Diogo.
Hey, I'm Diogo. You can find my games at Exalted Funeral. I just released Cosmosaurus, which is a space dinosaur ranger. And I have a podcast called Weird Games and Weirder People. Check it out. It's weird and fun.
Nice. And you can find Jordan and myself here most weeks. So tune in next time for part 3 of Doom of the Savage Kings.